Hello and welcome to another challenge run. This time we're going to be tackling Intravenous, a game I've fallen in love with, and we're going to be doing a really fun challenge, which is, can I beat Intravenous as a slasher? Now what this means is essentially we're going to be going at it like a slasher, which is like Ghostface, Myers, Jason Voorhees, Leatherface, you get the drill, kind of like those type of characters where essentially, they go into houses and stuff like that in horror movies and they have a knife and they're just like, yahaha. And they, kill you. So essentially, to use this kind of playstyle, we're going to be using only melee, especially like stealth takedowns, as well as the throwing knife, which is super useful and actually really strong in this game. So I don't expect this to be too hard of a challenge. However, I do think that it will still be really, really fun. So let's get into the rules. We'll be playing on true difficulty. Because this seems like a little bit of an easier challenge, I'm going to raise up the difficulty to basically the hardest to normal difficulty. And then on top of that, we must spare the baker because he is based and is knife daddy. Because he allows us to actually get access to the black market, which otherwise would mean that we don't actually have access to the knife. It would be interesting to see this challenge run go through if we didn't get his assistance. However, for this run, we're just going to be using the baker. The only way to harm enemies in this run, obviously, is with our fists or the throwing knife. We're using fists as well because essentially, play the clip. Yeah, a lot of slashers use their fists and their brawn, their brutal brawn, Sigma male status, to sometimes just beat up people when they don't have access to their handy machete or knife. But most of the time we will have access to our knife, but when we don't, we can use our fists. Cutscenes do not count. I will skip them anyway in this playthrough because I just sped through it as fast as I could. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, let's get into the challenge run. So, skipping past the story, at least for this run, we get into level 1 as we can see how the game is played from a top-down angle, which is actually really unique and makes me absolutely adore this game. It actually allows you to plan ahead without having to know the map inside and out. But for gameplay, this level has no life, and also it's super easy to beat without even ever being seen. So let's talk gameplay. The UI in the bottom left is super important to know as it tells you the speed noises and levels and how just visible you are, which are obviously very vital things to any wannabe slasher but also any stealther. However, as you can see, we basically just run up, go past a dude, and then just, take a vent, boom, go to place, get out of vent, come back, and then just run out. The next level obviously will be a bit different, but for this first level, it's pretty good. We finished this level with no deaths and a time of 2:49, which is a great start. So, in the middle of level 1 and level 2, there's a little bit of an intermediary thing, which we skip the story. However, debrief, our brother died to an attack that happened due to drugs and the horrible slasher film known as Jason X. We kind of ran into some Jason X fanboys who, killed our brother. But to avenge our brother's death, we must take out those responsible, the druggies, and then, if we can, the producers of Jason X. But first, we die to a grenade, flashbang ourselves, die to a grenade, and then drink so much that we tell the guy who's helping us, who definitely isn't Jim Isaac, creator of, Jason X, that they should just open up and say that they love us before passing out and doing a short lesson on Slasher 101 to basically learn the ins and outs of movement for this game, which we've already kind of shown that we've been able to do, as well as lockpicking. This was just to grab a bunch of achievements I didn't have prior because I do want to 100% this game, and I only have, one achievement left, which is going to be the next playthrough that you see, so that's pretty cool. However, let's get back into the challenge run and into level 2. Okay, so Mission 2 can actually kind of feel overwhelming the first time you play it, but knowing that speed makes the start of this level trivial is kind of just key, and basically for a lot of the levels of this game actually, as we are able to easily dart through kind of a hard section at the start because there are no guards at that area because they kind of spawn down low. So if you could just run up to this area here with the good old, well, you just run up to this brick wall, you jump through it, and then essentially you're able to lockpick and get to the really easy part of the level, where essentially we just walk through, find a guy, shank a guy, and then we are able to get into the area with the first of many druggies. So essentially, all we have to do is wait for this dude to pass. We can go past him, kill the guy one of the people who killed our brother, and then we basically have to get out of the stage, which we do pretty easily. However, the person who was guarding the door basically has his back turned to us, so we show him why that's a terrible idea, and then we basically just run through the streets, get to the very end of the level, take out one more guy, and that is the end of the level, which is pretty damn clean. I don't know what the time is for this one, however we had no deaths and we did it in around 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. So, pretty good all things considered. So, Mission 3 Apartment Complex is, I can assure you, not complex at all. I would say it might even just be the easiest level in the game, which might surprise you if you watched my initial playthrough of the game. As with the route that I am going to be taking, which you can watch on the video, you don't even have the chance to really be jump scared by a guard or lose from surprise in general. You can only fail if you forget to crawl under the windows, but you should know that staying out of sight is pretty important in a game about stealth. But yeah, so essentially we get to the main building pretty damn easy. However, we do have to turn on our night vision goggles to be able to see the guard that is inside, so then we can wait for him to start going and then run up and slash him like Chucky. And then essentially we do the same thing for the other guard that's in the area, and then yeah, we're able to get to the second of 3 druggies and take him out, and then boom, the level's basically over because we're able to rush back to the very start of the level. Yeah, this is a really easy level. It's only easy if you take this path though, so pretty surprising. However, we are then able to get a time of 3:26 and obviously no deaths. But yeah, on to the next stage. So for Mission 4, it is the final druggie. But before we take on the druggie, I would like to say that it's pretty ironic that in a Jason run, essentially we have to rise from the waterfront to take out our foes. Pretty cool, just like Jason Takes Manhattan, which is a bit more of a funny movie, of course. However, first off we have to sneak through these metal containers, which is actually pretty easy because we kind of just walk through everything, but at the end we have to kind of nail this single throw, and we land it perfectly. As soon as we're out of that area, we can kind of just skim the outer rim of the map until we get to this point where there will be 2 guards walking around, and we simply just stay out of sight, wait for them to turn their back, and then just shank them. Which, for a slasher like us, is pretty damn easy actually. But when we do make it to the main part of the level, it's actually kind of annoying. So essentially the way that it works is we break through this door with a lockpick, take out 3 dudes, which is pretty easy, but when we get to the bottom of the main area, I forget that you're meant to actually take out this guard from behind, then put him away, and then take out the other dude, so then you can then do the rest of the level. However, we don't do that. So we alert the guard, rush ourselves to the final druggie, execute him, and then essentially like a phantom thief, shoutouts to Ali Hamey on YouTube, who is playing Persona 5's Royale right now, we dash from light to darkness, and we're just able to narrowly avoid all of the guards and get our way out. It was actually the most exhilarating thing ever, because for a lot of these levels I actually made it so I did not even save, I just had to do it in one go. And this was maybe my 3rd attempt of doing it in one go, and I was actually able to do it, but damn, we finished this level with some style. But yet again, as always, go look at Ali Hamey's channel. At the end of the video, I'm going to link her Persona Royale playlist. She's a really good friend of mine, and I would really love to, by the end of this new year, get her to 1,000 subscribers, because she is awesome. However, back to this challenge run, we finished the level, we had no deaths, but a lot of restarts obviously, and a time of 4:13. Now, onto Jim Isaac and his goons. So, now that we're going after the creators of Jason X, we have to be able to suss them out. The first one that totally not Jim Isaac tells us to go for is the writer of the Jason X film, and partially reason why it's so bad, Todd Farmer, who apparently hasn't really worked on that many good movies. However, we don't have any leads, but we do know, because of not Jim Isaac, where his script lair may possibly be. So we go to that place, and as always, we pretty easily rush through a lot of the sections, and you know the drill. We rush through like a great Chucky slasher should, and basically just get to this really interesting part. Thank God there's an interesting part. Which essentially has us basically come up from an area where there's some guards talking, however they're not going to be important yet. We walk past some security cameras, go through a building, go through another building, lockpick, and then we're able to take out a guard and have to land an actually kind of challenging knife throw, which thankfully we do land. And then yeah, we are in the office of good old Todd Farmer, and oh god, oh fuck, he's planning a sequel for Jason X. Jason XXX. How could he do such a thing? We're gonna definitely have to stop him right away. So with info in hand, we send it to not Jim Isaac, and then we rush back to sneak past an actual kind of hard scenario, as there's these two guards and a camera, so we have to position ourselves pretty damn well to actually avoid that. But once we do that, we can avoid most of the rest of the guards by going through the lower level, or the lower area, and then going up to the left-hand side, and then going to the right-hand side, and then going over the fence. Kind of the way we came in. But when we were doing so, we accidentally took a stab at a guy, which trademark. And then when we went to take out the other guy, we accidentally alerted the guards, which did mean that we kind of had to rush through the rest of the level. However, with a few clean knife throws, we were able to actually get to the end, kill another guard just out of spite, and then thankfully finish this level with no deaths and a time of 4:32. That is pretty damn good. So, with the information that we gave not Jim Isaac, he tells us that Tom Farmer is in fact in his mansion. However, there might also just be more guards than usual, as they're kind of getting on to this serial killer who's on the loose, taking out the people who made these movies, as well as some people who just did drugs. So essentially, we need to make sure that we don't really kill too many people, as a lot of the people will actually be in a buddy-buddy system because they're aware of us taking people out. So this only will come up a few times, but I'll point it out when it does. So essentially in this level, we rush through the start of the area, take out two guys, go out with a lockpick, go into the pool area, which looks luxurious, take out another guy, go into the kitchen, which does have a knife in there, funnily enough, and then take out another guy before basically waiting for two people to talk about how they're so cool. And then when they finish, obviously, we come out of the bathroom, shank the dude, and then wait again because this game just likes you having to wait for another guy to go past. We enter his bedroom, shank him, and then we turn off the lights and let him just have a good sleep. We then go to the section that has the buddy-buddy system. So essentially, this little area is a forced stealth section where if you take out this guy, it will immediately alert this other person, and essentially you're kind of screwed. But we can navigate this pretty easily by hiding, waiting, moving, and then getting to the lockpick area and getting the hell out of there, which allows us to then go through this vent, and once we are done going through the vent, we are then able to break into where Todd Farmer is and take him out so he can't make any more terrible movies. Which, I should say this, we're not attacking the real people, we're doing this because it's funny, and because the movie was absolutely fucking terrible. But with that, we go out, and it is actually kind of silly because we do have to take out another guy, who has his back to us again. You'd think people who were alerted that a slasher was on the loose wouldn't turn their back to things, but I guess he had no real way of knowing that we would be in the room he's meant to be guarding. But with that, we're able to rush back out, dodge the guy with stealth yet again. We have to do this entire stealth section again. But with that, we're able to finish the level with 0 deaths and a time of 5:25. That is pretty damn fantastic. So this is kind of a harder level to commentate, because now that we have killed such an important member of the movie staff, we have thus ruined the budget and revenue of all of the movies that they were going to make with Todd Farmer, and thus the executive producers are after us, all 22 of them. And if we have any chance of getting the contacts of the other people responsible for Jason X, we're going to need to take these executive producers out. However, this mission, as I said, is kind of weird. So instead of basically being like, we stabbed 22 guys in a particular order, I would rather just say shoutouts to some people, which thank you all so much for watching my Plants vs. Zombies challenge runs and making this channel a bit bigger, but also giving me the motivation and the kind of drive to make these longer challenge runs, because it's actually really hard to script these videos and, you know, write everything and get everything ready, and it takes a really long time to edit them. And it's been really daunting. I've been wanting to do this, as I said previously, since 2018 or 2019, since Resident Evil 8 came out, because I was originally going to do a Resident Evil 8 pistol-only challenge one day one that it came out, because Markiplier's on episode 2, episode 3 of Resident Evil 8, he's a challenge one, and I thought it would be great, but I just never had the confidence or the ability to do that. So it's so great that now I finally have that ability to, because of you guys. So thank you so much. But also thank you to all of my friends. Ali Haney, who does great YouTube videos, as I said previously. Icy Fortune, who does a lot of really great fighting game content. And hey, sometimes I'm even on his channel. So definitely give him a good look. It is Icy Fortune. He will be in the link below as well as all the other people. And 2Ds, who's been in a lot of my Phasmophobia videos and DBD videos from back in the day. He's a streamer. He streams basically every single day. He's more of a night person, not very much of a morning person, so do keep that in mind, but definitely give them all a look. However, once we take out all of the executive producers, we are able to learn the whereabouts of the music producer, Harry Manfredi. Harry Manfredini. That's a very hard word for me to say. So let's check out our next hit. But yet again, for you keeping tabs, we had 10 deaths and a time of 730. On to the next level. So the next level is actually pretty damn easy. Essentially the way that it starts is we go through this gate, making sure to go to the far left, and then we kind of just stay out of sight of any cameras, go through this little alleyway storage system, throw a knife because we can. Hey, we have the knife, we may as well use it. It's not like we're doing a ghosting run. And essentially we just walk up through this area, dodge a few flashlights, and then boom, we're pretty much at the end of the game already. There's one guy we have to get through, he turns his back, fatal error, and we do what we do best and land a sick throw, which allows us to get access to the main building in which we're trying to get into. Sounds pretty easy so far, right? So we then wait for the guard to get away from his post for a little bit, allowing us access to the building, and then because we have the knife, we good old shank this dude out of nowhere, and then just go through a vent into the end of the level. Pretty damn easy, right? Well, it's actually a two-parter, so not as easy as you think. However, it's just as easy as you think, because as soon as we get to the next section of the level, we just open a door, shank a guy, then walk down a hallway, shank a guy, and then wait for a person to come to us, then shank a guy, and then we just have to wait for a guy to not go to us, and just look at us, go back, and then we can go through a vent, and get to the baker, which, as we know from the rules, we won't be killing. However, just fun fact, Harry Manfredini actually did a lot of the music for all of the Friday the 13th movies, which is so fucking based, and we can't kill this guy, come on. However, we do choose to spare him, but we don't choose to tell not Jim Isaac that we did, because it seemed to like not Jim Isaac really wanted him to be dead for some reason, just the same way as he wanted Todd Farmer to be. Seems pretty interesting. I wonder if there's a plot behind that. However, with that mercy under our belt, we move on to the next mission, but we had no deaths on either level, and the times we had were 151 and 127 respectively for part 1 and part 2. So, let's get into the next level. So, the next mission, we are jumped by some hired hitmen in our own home, and ironically, we don't have a single knife in our kitchen, so we have to improvise with our fists instead, which thankfully we do have our fists available, and thankfully they're almost as good as the knife. However, yet again, if you are unaware of why we can use our fists, even from the intro, yet again, show the clip. God, I love Jason Voorhees. However, there are 8 hitmen in total, so essentially the way we do the strategy is just we take out 2 guys, put them in a corner, save, take out 2 guys, put them in a corner, save, take out 2 guys, put them in a corner, save, and then we just take out the last 2 guys. Which is pretty fun and interesting because you do have to stealth around a kind of more tight area. There is the ability to turn off the switcher box, however we don't really need to do that. However, yeah, it is pretty damn fun. However, it does ask the question, why were hitmen after us in the first place? Was it Harry Manfredini? He seemed pretty chill, or was it not Jim Isaac? Or was it just some third party? Well, we only have one way to know, and we try to chat to both of them, well, not the third party, and only Harry picks up. So we go over to their place for a chat, and he offers us an endless supply of knives, and the whereabouts of another member of the production crew, the editor, as they are known for their knowledge and might be able to tell us who really put the hit on us. So let's go over to the editor's place. Like with Harry Manfredini's stage before us, this mission is broken into 2 sections. The first is actually a pretty interesting restaurant section, kind of like Gus with his laundromat system. But essentially, the second is the easiest level in the game, flat out. So thankfully, because we let Harry Manfredini live, we have the ability to start with a knife. So essentially, we just dash to the left, dash to the top, and then throw a clean knife. And boom, we are into the good old restaurant. And essentially, hey, there's a knife in the kitchen. God, I love consistency. However, there is another guy we have to take care of, which we can just dash through and take him out, which works pretty damn well. And then boom, we store him in the kitchen, because meat is meat and Leatherface would surely not want to waste anything. And then yeah, we go through a vent, into a storage closet. We wait to come out of the storage closet when a guard walks past, allowing us to get to another hallway, which goddamn the amount of repetition. Which then has access to another vent. So we go through, take out a guy, and then just go through the vent, which allows us to yet again show off Slasher 101, don't point your back at a window or vent. So we jump out of the vent, stab a dude, and then just run to the next part of the level, in which we essentially just take out a guy who is in the hallway, but we have to be very careful and particular about it really, because if we do it too quickly, the guys will hear it, because there's actually bodies do make noise when they fall. However, we're able to hit it off, and then we just go down, hit another guy with our knife, and then basically just, do it again. However, then we're able to go into a bathroom, which thankfully has a vent, which then allows us to, we go to a bedroom that then goes to the bathroom, in which we're able to dodge a camera system and get to the editor, which he kind of threatens to edit us out of the video if we don't let him live, which, okay, I guess you can live. But also, he's just kind of civil in general, so he's going to give us the contact of someone who can help us find who put the hit on us. However, for that we have to let him live, obviously, because we also want this video to be edited by me. So yeah, we let him live, and we go on to the next level. So, we have now been contacted by the film studio who owns the rights to Jason X, and they have agreed to never let it have a sequel if we're able to take out 2 people. Jim Isaac, who we definitely haven't heard of before, and Noel Cunningham. The latter of which is in this casino that we must infiltrate, which is pretty easy, as we basically run up top, run to the right, and then go to this window in which we're able to throw a knife in, take out a guard, and boom, we're in the casino. So, part 1 finished. Now we're up to part 2. So, what we do is turn off the lights so no one can look in and see a dead body. And 2, there's this hallway here where essentially there'll be 2 guards, sometimes one of them is stuck. This time he isn't, so we have to play it normally. So, we wait for the other guard to start running away, we'll start leaving. We open the door, take out the first guard, wait for the other guard, and then when he exits his keycard room, we are able to take him out, and then go to the cameraman. We can take him out, which this cameraman is the most important character to take out because he literally turns off all of the cameras of this entire casino. It is so insanely useful to take out this guard. However, with him gone, we're able to grab the key card and then basically get on with our lives. We're able to get to where we started infiltrating, and there's this door on the right, which then has 2 people going patrolling. We wait for one to walk past, take him out, and then hide in the darkness with our throwing knife ready, and as soon as the second guard finds his friend, wham! Right in the back of the head. We pick up our knife, and then we go to the right, which has us basically do the same thing again, except for we hide in this storage closet, which I think it's pretty ironic at this point. We're a slasher and we hide in storage closets and then jump out at people. I wonder if it would be called the janitor or something. But essentially, we open the door, take him out, and then boom, we're pretty much finished. We go through a bathroom, a vent, and then we're able to get to Noel Cunningham himself and take him out. And with that done, we are then able to go back home and get the information that we so desperately desire, in which we realize that we've been duped this whole time. Not Jim Isaac wasn't actually not Jim Isaac, he was actually Jim Isaac. Who could have seen this coming? Since he's been manipulating us from the start, we find that there's nothing we can do except for take him out. Especially considering the fact that, he's the maker of Jason X, so he already had it coming. So, let's go on to the final mission. Oh, and by the way, the previous mission had a time of 2:24 and 59 seconds, and this level had a time of 6 minutes and 3 seconds. No deaths on either. But yeah, let's get on to the final mission. So, we are now on to the final level, which is pretty damn easy, essentially. It is just a large level with 50 dudes that you have to take out, and you cannot pacifist it no matter what you try to do. Every single person here has to die, even if you tase them, they die. So essentially, the first thing we do is just take out a guard and go into this side house, which, after taking out another guy, close call, we are then able to just go and take them out, and die. Essentially, you'll be seeing that a lot, but not massively, because we actually, after a few attempts, were able to nail this down pretty easily. We did try a few different techniques, but usually the one that we chose to do was this one. So, yeah, this and the level with the 22 guys were the 2 levels that we actually kind of died with. We made sure to drop the pistol after we got it, and then essentially we did this cute little strat here where we just shank a dude and then wait for a guy so then we can shank a dude. That one was actually kind of more annoying, however we were able to do it easily. And yeah, so essentially the way that this mission works, especially when you don't have too many saves, is you just have to take out as many guys safely as you can, and then be able to save at opportune times. I did this on Masochist mode, which only allows you to do 1 save, and let me tell you, it was torture. So we avoid going up into the upper area yet, because there's this entire area down here that we can take care of, which we should probably do. So, seeing opportunities, we shank a dude, and then we have to wait for another guy to come in. There's around like 8 guys in here. Shank another dude, wait for the camera, because we need, the guy manning is right in here. We take him out, turn off the lights so then someone outside can't see him, because there are patrols around. And then yeah, we make our way through this really annoying section. It's actually one of my least favorite parts of this level, honestly. However, we are then able to jank another guy. When we were trying to wait for this guy over here, we are able to then get them. And there's also 2 other guards patrolling around the area, which will make things a little bit harder. As you can see, they're now getting in now. However, very easily we are able to take both of them out. And then there's this lower patrol person as well, which we're going to be making our way to. For some reason, I think we just forgot that the camera system was down. Because we did kill the guy manning the cameras, but I guess I just didn't notice at the time. And then yeah, we take them out too, which is pretty damn good. As you can tell, I'm commentating this in real time because this is a very long level. We then know that there's now a person over here that we have to take out, because I've done this level like 85 times because Masochist. Taking them out, we then take this upper path through a vent, which can also get you some good armor, so if you're worrying about armor, there you go. There's also a knife that we walked by, which will actually come in use later. This section is actually quite annoying because there's a patrol, this person who looks through the window, and also a camera system that you have to get through. So essentially we have to try to get through them in any order that we see fit. We first take out the patrol and then we go upwards. There's another patrol here that we have to take care of. So seeing that they're coming around, we take them out, make sure that they're out of sight of the cameras just in case. And then we go and make our move on the cameraman, which there are 3 of in this level. And you have to take all of the, no, 4, there's actually 4 of them. We drop a quick save, and as you can see there, yes, we did have to then do another save. However, we then are able to take out another dude, throw a knife, and boom. It took us maybe 4 attempts to really nail down this next section. We then take out another dude because at this end of the day, you just want to see how many people you can take out at one point of time, and then if you don't feel comfortable, you can then do a save. However, here we won't be doing that, we'll just be massacring people with our knife. We then unlock this door, and this section's kind of annoying because they kind of walk in ways where they kind of look at each other. However, we're able to catch them in part of their cycle where they don't, allowing us to just easily take both of them out. Lockpick this area just for good access, and then we go back because we remember that there's another section to this level. There's a lot of sections to this level. We take out this guy, go to the 3rd cameraman, I believe it's the 3rd, and then just shank him. We then turn off the lights because energy saving is cool, and we make our way up to the harder section of this level, in which there's essentially this massive little area of people, and you have to deal with it. So kind of like the area we did previously. However, taking the left path instead of the top right or the bottom right allows us to basically score a free kill and leads us nicely into our second kill, which then allows us to basically be home free, because as soon as we kill this 3rd guy in the shadows, it then means that no one will know where we are, and we can kind of just follow people and kill them, because no one otherwise really has really good patrol routes that actually collide with people. So we're able to take out the last guy of this area, pick the lock, and start going crazy. But first, there's another 2 people down here that we have to kill, so missing 1 knife, we're able to then go in, follow this other dude here, shank him, and then start going through the other areas, in which we have to go here, which is a really annoying kind of S-band area. They really like to patrol and watch each other. However, once that first person goes up, you're pretty much fine as this person goes in there, and then you can just gank the first person. Fun fact, he never looks up, so if you go above him, he'll never be able to see you, so if you go above the door. However, we then go through, take this guy out, let there be blood, which then alerts another person. I kind of don't know what to do at this point, so I kind of just like let him panic for a bit. I should have just opened the door earlier, but at this point I've been doing this level like for a lot. We accidentally miss a knife shot here, which is absolutely hilarious, and I have to rush around. Thankfully, as I said previously, there was that knife that we talked about in the kitchen, so I have to run all the way back through the entire level to get to where that knife is in the kitchen, so I can get it. Thank God there's a bonus knife here, by the way. If there wasn't, I literally would have had to restart again, which thank God that didn't have to happen. There's also 2 more knives later on, which I wonder if those are going to be useful. But essentially, we run back to where we have to be to take out the last few guards. We pick through here because we may as well just have all of the doors accessible at this point. We notice that people are actually walking around now because they were alerted that someone was there. We then wait for this dude to pass, take him out pretty easily, and now it's kind of the final stretch. There's not too many people left now, so essentially we climb on in, and then we will now just kind of wait for people to get by. We take one out, and then we wait for the other one to come out. As soon as he gets in, we shank him, kind of through a door, which is hilarious. We do another save, and then, yeah. We try to see if we can grab a bottle, we can't. And then we try to just like bait them. A knife doesn't work, however, thankfully down here there are more knives, which I noticed. and then I just have to actually land the knife, which is a bit more daunting. However, thankfully there are 2 knives here, so after finagling for like 5 years, I'm not able to get the first knife, so I run back, get the second knife, and then just take out the other guard. Meaning, there's only not that many guards left now. I do realize that I have missed some guards at this point, which is not very good for me, because I didn't think that I had missed any. But thankfully it's only like 2 guards that are in like a really non-necessary area. And one of them, their AI is dead for some reason. So they don't even move or anything, which is really funny to me. And then essentially what I do is just wait for them to walk past, throw the knife at them, which is honestly a risky play. I should have just walked in there. We then take out the other one just in case that they have some weird AI that makes them like know where you are. And have the reaction speed to fire a bullet, which would have actually made this run terrible. However, we then save again one last time, and yeah, we essentially show ourselves on camera, which then baits the 3 men to come out of their hidey hole. We first see the 2 of them, and then we die. So thank God we make that save, right? This is pretty funny, honestly, the amount of times I died on this level. But it was all pretty much honest mistakes. We take out one guy, and then we just shank the final person with a good old knife throat slit. And with that, we have finished the entire level and the entire game. Thank you all so much for watching. Yet again, it is so crazy. But yeah, we have finally found Jim Isaac. We execute them on the spot. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of silly voiceover for the run and jokes and stuff, and I hope you really enjoyed the run itself in general. I do think that it's really fun to do these kind of more comical runs, and the next one, the story will be even better. However, for this one, I've been Hailender. Remember to look at Ali Hamey, Icy Fortune, and 2Ds, and have an absolutely wonderful day. And it is in fact possible to beat Intravenous as a slasher. Have a lovely day.